Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so, and I'm really pleased to finally bring you the Borealis Bull Shark. This is one that I've wanted to feature on my channel since longer than I can remember, to be perfectly honest. It's a watch that I just really like. I'm really happy that they sent me the one that's almost like a snowflake dial. I like the texture of the dial. It reminds me a bit of a Grand Seiko. I'm not saying it's the same, but it just reminds me of that. Highbeat movement inside. Construction is really cool. Nice sort of proportions and stuff. I would have liked it to have an on-the-fly adjust clasp, which it doesn't, FYI. But there's lots going for it, and I'm really pleased to get it in. Like I said, it's one that I've wanted to feature for a while. Borealis has had some stick. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but they were accused a while ago of being a brand that sort of likes to promote their watches, but they also like to be in charge of the rhetoric that goes out. I'm just going to say, big disclosure, I spoke to them. They sent this over to me. They sent the Prometheus over to me. There was no negotiation. There was no haggle. They didn't even intimate in terms of what they wanted me to say. They was like, listen, we like your channel. We're happy to send you a couple of watches. And that was it. So as far as I'm concerned, whatever's happened in the past, that's happened in the past. But for now, upstanding. There was no them trying to say to me, we want to do this. None of that. They just sent the watch over. I put an impartial review. So there we are. I just wanted to get that out there because I know they've received some stick. And I don't know that it's all warranted. From my perspective, in terms of the process I've had with them, I can't say that it is. But others are speaking their own truth. So I'm not going to go into that. But yeah, I just wanted to give them a little bit of slack in terms of, from my perspective, it's been one of the easiest brands to work with. I'll just say that. But I will leave a link in the description. If you like the watch, please head over, have a look. They've got quite a lot of watches at this point to do sort of have a little peruse, and maybe there's something more in keeping with your taste. But yeah, I'll stop going on because you want to have a look at the watch. You don't want to be looking at me. So it's about that time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch. You'd have seen the packaging in my unboxing, outer cardboard box. You've got a sort of leatherette sort of travel case. Open it up. You have the card down the side. I've also put the links that I took off. Just give me a second. It is not easy to grab hold of when you're wearing gloves, but there we go. So I've taken 4 links out for it to fit my wrist. Really substantial links, to be honest. Nicely finished, screw pins, as you can see. Comes with a warranty card, 12 months, all signed. Only a bit of card, nothing too elaborate, but yeah, like I said, travel case. Like I said, you can bring a watch. Also, if you was wearing this, you could bring another watch with you. Yeah, straps to keep it in position, so you ain't got to worry about it getting damaged. Let me put this to the side, and there is the bad boy. Let me just set the time to a more appropriate position. The watch reviewers' normal time is 10 past, sort of 10. I like to be a bit different. I go sort of 10 past-ish, 8. But yeah, this is the Borealis Bull Shark, and off the bat, you're going to see why I'm drawn to it. That dial, guys, I think looks exceptional. It reminds me a little bit of a Grand Seiko. Yeah, not ice sort of. Yeah, really sort of captivating. See, as I said, Borealis Bull Shark. This is the version 2. Inside this watch, it's running an automatic Miyota 9039 movement. I'll bring some information up about that movement now. Highbeat movement. This is the no date variant. What can I say about this movement that I've not already said? 28,800 beats per hour. And this one's running pretty much bang on, about 3 seconds faster day, I would say, in reality, from wearing it sort of like 2 weeks now. So yeah, that's not bad going. Nice sweep you get from a 4 hertz movement as well. So yeah, that's the Miyota 9039 movement inside. The construction of the watch, aside from the crystal, is all 316L stainless steel and the bezel insert, excuse me. So you've got brushing at the top of the case, top of the lugs, at the side also. You've got a faceted polished edge going on the side of the case. You've got brushing, polished at the sides of screw pins, as I've already mentioned. A really substantial, fully milled clasp. There we go, I can open it. Double safety pushers. And you've got 6 levels of micro adjustment, so you should be able to get that perfect fit for yourself. You've got a nice, fully deep etched case back. You've got a mermaid on there. Little focus, there we are. Screw down. So like I said, predominantly brushed really, guys, but you do have polished elements, which is not too bad. So there we are. That's the, so you're all stainless steel construction, 316L. Stainless steel, as I said, mixture of brushing and polishing. The case thickness of the watch is 13.1 millimeters. The case diameter, I normally measure from the 8 to the 2. It was coming at 38.1 millimeters. And when you go from the 9 to the 3, including the crown, it was coming at 41.1 millimeters. The lug width on this is 20. That does taper down to 18 and back up to 21 millimeters at the clasp. Yeah, I know, a bit of a strange one. And the lug to lug, tip to tip, is 47.1 millimeters. It's got a bit of overhang because it has got male and links to the center link. So it does come in at 51.6 millimeters. So but it does sort of hug the wrist nicely, and you'll see that when I pop it on the wrist in just a moment. So that's the proportions, guys. The bezel is a 120 click unidirectional bezel. Just take a listen, guys. See, lines up bang on, no bounce, no backplay, no problem, and ceramic insert as well. Fully loomed. I'll bring the loom up a bit later. The crown is situated at the 3 o'clock position, screwed down. It's signed with B on there for Borealis. Nicely done. Screw down case back. I already did mention. Like I said, the bracelet tapers, a couple of mils. Like I said, screw pins, fully milled. You've got the signage on there, safety catch as well. The crystal covering the dial is a sapphire crystal. And a bit like the Prometheus, that crystal clarity is something else, and it's a sapphire crystal. Really, really nice to see. The water resistance, you better make out down at the 6, is 300 meters. So that'll give you 30 atmospheres of water resistance. And the weight will appear in the top right is 152.6 grams with 4 links removed. With those 4 links back in, you're probably touching about 170, 180. So considering the size, that is still a bit of heft. And it feels quality on wrist for it. It doesn't feel cheap. And it definitely doesn't look cheap, does it, guys? Let's be honest. Cool looking watch. But let's have a look at the dial in just a bit more detail. So the rehout's quite pronounced, not as big as I've had on some, so I don't mind it too much. And then the dial. On the outside of the dial, you've got a minute track. So yeah, all in black. You've got applied indices everywhere. So you've got an inverted triangle at the 12, circular battens everywhere, apart from the 3, 6, and 9, where you've got rectangular battens. You've got Mercedes style hands, really nice proportions on the hands. You've got a lollipop on the second hand, sword style for the minute, and Mercedes for the hour. High polished hands, high polished indices, which is a nice sort of backdrop to the dial. Like I said, frosted, sort of snowy effect. I do like the dial. Borealis has been printed on. It looks like it might have been applied, but yeah, maybe not. It looks like it's been printed on. You've got automatic, 300 meters, 1,000 feet. Just above the indices at the 6. Like I said, the proportions of these of the dial, guys, in terms of the indices, in terms of the hands, in terms of where the hands reach out to. Yeah, I think they've nailed it. I think it looks really, really good. If you could imagine if the SKX, Grand Seiko, and Rolex had a baby, it could well end up looking something like this, couldn't it? That's sort of my takeaway from this watch, but I don't dislike it. I actually really like it because of it. I think you've got some really nice parts of each. But yeah, the dial was just stunning. And guess what, guys? The loom, not too bad either. So I'll bring the loom up now. I wasn't sure what to expect, to be honest. I wasn't too sure what to expect. The loom, though, blew my socks off, to be honest. Really, really good loom. I didn't need to charge it, really. It just sort of under lighting like you see at the moment. Dip the lights, boom, there you go. I like to try and include myself turning the lights off, so you're getting it in real time. Do you know what I mean? But that's literally how it came out. So yeah, very good, very, very good loom. The dial, as I said, is just stunning. I can't stop talking about the dial. I've got nothing like this in my collection. So yeah, but inside it's running this Miyota 9039 movement. So if you undo the crown, which I'm able to do with gloves on, no problem, a bit of bounce away from the case, you can see that. You take it out to the first position. That's the only position you have. And you can change the time and stuff. I'm sure you've seen that before. Then you screw it back up. But like I said, if you want to charge it, you just turn it away from you. And there you go. And then when the time comes, just screw it back up. That's how easy that is with me wearing gloves. So when you're out and about doing that, you'd have no issues whatsoever. But that's everything, yeah. That's the ceramic bezel insert. The hands, indices, movement. That's everything going on there. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly, guys. Give you an idea what it looks like on my wrist. Okay, so guys and girls, this is what it looks like on my wrist. I've said previously, my wrist is just above a 7-inch wrist for your reference. And that is not looking too shabby, is it? Beautiful, beautiful piece, in my opinion. Really nice. Okay, so guys and girls, that'll now take me swiftly on to what I think is pants and Pukka about the watch. If you've ever watched before, you'll know I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with Pukka. So what I think is pants, guys, I kid you not, yeah. I was really struggling to find anything. This watch is one I've been aware of for a long time. It was one I thought I would like, and it's even surpassed my expectations. So the only thing I'm going to mention, to be brutally honest, is I'm going to mention the clasp. And the reason I'm going to mention it is there's nothing wrong with the clasp. Let's have it right. 6 levels of micro adjust, but for a dive watch like this, it's becoming the norm to have on the fly adjust, isn't it? So I think that's what they need to improve on. So the clasp is all the only thing I'm going to mention. And for no more reason, not because it's not good, because it is, but on the fly is becoming sort of accepted everywhere now as a standard. So yeah, let's see if they can do that. So the clasp is all I mentioned. Strap yourself in. We're going to go with Pukka now. So what I think is Pukka is I'm going to go with the crystal clarity again. I know you can see the lights and stuff, guys, but I use several lights to try and capture the dial as much as I can for you. And it's doing really well for itself. For that, the dial, yeah, I don't know if I've mentioned it once or twice at this point, but I do love that dial. I think it looks stunning. The loom, as you'd have seen a moment ago, the loom is winning in it. A bit of BGW9 on there, lasting for days and days and days. The movement, the Highbeat Miyota movements, the 9000 series, is amongst my favorite. So yeah, I'm never going to complain. The bracelet, really substantial, really good link. So you can see I've scuffed a little bit already. I might have to polish that out. But yeah, really nice to wear. Really helps the sort of watch. I was going to mention the Melwin links for the pants, but I didn't bother. But yeah, the bracelet's cool. The size, like I said, 38mm, 47mm lug to lug. I know it overhangs a bit, but yeah, good proportions. 13mm thick, maybe could have been a little bit thinner, but they've put a huge case back on there as well, which don't help. And like I said, the finishing, like I said, the transitions from those polished surfaces to the brushing, and the brushing's done really, really well on this watch. And that's throughout, guys. So yeah, the finishing's done exceptional. So they're the things I'm going to mention. I'm going to mention the crystal clarity, dial, loom, movement, bracelet size, and the finishing of the watch. And that will take me on to, would I recommend this watch? And I know some of you are thinking this is a poser. This is going to be a tough one. What's he going to say? Now, well, of course, I'm gonna say yes, because I'm actually I want to keep this watch. I think it's fantastic. Got nothing like it in my collection. Cracking watch. So yeah, I definitely would recommend it, guys. But listen, as I always say, please let me know what you think about this watch. More importantly, maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as I always say, don't forget to like, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.